What's up again, nerds and nerdettes and all you wee little nerdlings out there? It's your buddy Big Johnny G from Two Gun Pixie Presents Legendary Gaming, and I am back again. Can you believe that? What are the odds? And as you might have seen already from the thumbnail, I often say that a lot, then you're going to know that this is a 20-sided shot. And that this isn't just any 20-sided shots. This is a 20-sided shot for Star Trek 5-year mission from Mayfair Games. So me and the 20-sided warriors, we sat down. We were playing D&D today, but we were waiting. Some of the group was late, and we decided to give this game a try. With me is the last standing member for today of the 20-sided warriors. You know him. I know him. Your buddy Alex.
Yeah, that's right.
So now we had, it was you and me. It was Alice, Rob, Ryan,
and Steven.
And Steve. Well, Alice wasn't here.
Yeah.
She wasn't here. So we had 5 of us playing this game. This game plays 3 to 7 people. It's supposed to take about 45 minutes. And we all fit the age category 10 and up, I think.
Yeah.
Mentally, maybe not, but physically we did, that's for sure. So yeah, we actually got a chance to play a full game. We played until 12 points. There's different point systems depending on how long you want to play the game. And we played 12 points, which is Lieutenant. You see right down here, it shows the length of time and what you need to do to accomplish a win in that length of time. So that was pretty cool that you can use that. It's not just a timer, but there's actually win conditions in with, you know, how you can time it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was 5 of us. Plays 3 to 7 people. I thought 5 was a good number.
I did too. Yeah, I mean, I thought it went very smoothly. I think more people, it's going to take longer to get back around, which, you know, is always kind of a bummer. 5 is kind of the perfect balance between getting lots of turns, but also having variety in what the players can do, and just, I don't know, it's always fun with more people. Yeah, and it definitely had a bit of attention to the game. There was one card, it only came out once, there's a few versions of it. We actually got lucky, it only came out once, called, was it Communication Failure, Communication Breakdown? Communication Failure. And during that, well, that's because we have these little alerts that tell you what missions you have to do and what you have to do with the dice in order to accomplish those missions. And they also sometimes have little things that they say, like this one here says, if failed, the Enterprise takes 1 damage. So there's one of these cards, Communication Failure, and while that card is out, until you've dealt with it, you guys can't communicate. That's the word they use. They don't say talk. You can't talk to each other. You cannot communicate to the other players at all. So, like, I think it was having Rob, I think, was trying to play some dice, and a bunch of us saw, like, some mistakes, you know, they was making. In other words, he could have done a better dice allocation placement. And we're sitting here, like, it's like biting our tongues, not having to say anything. And it took us a while to get rid of that card. Yeah, it did. It did, and that was I really enjoyed that because it changes the dynamic of the game in a good way, because it's nice to mess with communication, because communication is always such a big part of cooperative games, and when you play around with that, you know, whether you cut it off completely or change the rules, it's always, I think, a hoot. Yeah,
you know, it definitely ramped up, you know, the whole excitement level, I thought, to the game, that card. Another thing that ramped it up was this timer. There are certain cards that when you draw them, you'll see it has a little timer symbol on it. And as soon as you roll the dice, once that card is drawn, because at the beginning of everyone's turn, you're going to draw an alert card. And as soon as that card is drawn, you don't do anything yet. But the minute you roll the dice, you set this, and that's how long you have to do that particular mission. And so it's not on your turn. So you can lay, you can lay an example here. That's not a good example either. No good examples here. Okay, so like if you only had the blue die matching on your turn, you could leave the blue die there and let the next player go, and hopefully they could fill it in. So when you have the timer going, it got really tense there.
Yeah, and we had the timer going once during one of the priority missions going on, and the priority missions, you have to clear them before you can clear everything else, otherwise you automatically fail the priority mission. And so we were like, oh no, we have a priority mission and we have this timer, we have to get rid of this mission before we can get rid of the timer. So
quick, roll. So
we got around to 3 people really quick and managed to get rid of them, but it was It was good.
It got a little tight on Rob's turn again.
Yeah.
It got a little tight when that timer got around to Rob.
Oh, man.
And our buddy Rob, I love him. I've known him almost my whole life. Just sitting here and so everything to him is like a chess move, like he's playing Bobby Fischer. He's just so deeply into everything. And we're like pointing at this, like, hurry up, will you? So that definitely added this whole very fun level of excitement. Now, we mentioned that you have to do the mission first or it's going to fail. If you let 5 missions fail, that's it. Yep. Game over, you lose. So that we definitely did not want to, and you can only have 3 missions of each color type, the blue, the yellow, and the red. You can only have 3 out at any time. If another one comes out, then the one that's been sitting there the longest, that automatically fails. I found a fun sort of excitement to this game because of all these little factors. I mean, basically, it's just a dice set collection game.
Yeah, it really is. It's I think of it as a variation on Yahtzee in some ways.
I mean, not as much as King of Tokyo is.
Right.
But I see your point. It does have that similarity to it. I thought the characters were very interesting. I like the way they did this.
Yes.
Because you can pick from the old. If you remember, if you saw my unboxing, you could pick from the original Star Trek, or you could pick your character on the flip side, which is the Next Generation, and they each have a different ability. So it's not like just aesthetically the picture is different and that's it. They actually put a lot of thought into how to, have these characters have little abilities that can break and alter the rules. I think we did a pretty good job of remembering all our abilities during the game.
Yeah, I think so too. And the abilities are nice because it really does. Each character really does have a strength, and I don't feel like any of them are necessarily better than the other characters. They're all very powerful. I think equally powerful abilities. But
I definitely understand after having our first playthrough with this. I definitely understand the point system now. You notice up in the top corner, like Spock says number 2, has a big 2 on it there. While if you look at Sulu has a 6. Right. And the reason for this is it suggests that the first couple of games that you play, if you have a 5-player game, then you're going to pick 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is what we did, because it's kind of optimized a little bit.
I think the lower numbered cards are a little bit more straightforward in the rewards that you get for the actions. They're very straightforward, whereas the higher numbered ones seem to be a little bit more strategic. And some of them, especially like I played Uhura, who's you can get a dice or give a dice, and that I think is more optimal in a game.
I don't remember you giving a die at all.
I didn't.
You did, yeah. You did.
I was greedy.
Uhura couldn't steal our dice. It is a cooperative game, so he didn't have to ask, as long as it wasn't a communication failure.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
I didn't give any dice.
Well, it didn't need it. The first couple of rounds of it, we played wrong. Right up front, disclaimer: you cannot have more than 5 dice to roll in. I mean, you can have as many dice, but you can only roll up to 5. If you're going to take dice from the dice pool instead of dice that you have saved on your action card here, you can only pull if you have less than 5. So the first couple of rounds, we had some mega amount of dice rolls.
Yeah. We were rolling like 7 dice, 8 dice.
But we soon figured that out. We saw that was wrong, and we changed it up, and we were playing regularly after that.
Yeah.
But the rules were not very tough. They're all very straightforward. If you notice on the cards, there are symbols, and really all you have to do is just get used to the symbols on the card.
Yeah, I mean, you look them up a few times, and you're good to go. And a lot of the symbols,
like
the dice symbols are very straightforward. There's a dice with a number, and then there's an arrow.
It's like this one, for example. If you succeed in doing this mission, you get it in your victory pile. Then any player can use it once to make, and what this white with the +1 means any colored die can be equal to 1 more than it says. So if this was on a 5, you could say that this 5 was worth a 6. But then you use this ability once and that's it, and it's gone. That was actually a very good mechanic. I did like that too.
Yeah.
It really, that helped us win the game as much as anything else.
Oh yeah,
was how we manipulated.
Yeah, I mean, we were really strategic, I think, about how we used the bonuses that we got from the cards, and I think that was a big part of why we won. Yeah, we had enough heals out too. That was for sure. We had more heals out than we needed. Anything else about the I liked the damage track for the Enterprise. Yes.
because that really controls the game in the sense that as it's taking damage, it starts off with the blue. You can grab any card you want. You can grab the blue or either of the two higher cards, the red or the yellow. While if you've taken damage and you're in the yellow area, you can't draw the blue. And we got messed up by that at least once.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and it gives you another thing to worry about other than the cards, because you need to make sure that the Enterprise doesn't get destroyed and that you can draw the cards that you actually need. So yeah, I really enjoyed that part of it. I wasn't really paying attention to it until we got up to red, and I was like, oh, yeah, we should probably be repairing the ship.
Because like the blue cards are the easiest ones to deal with, but they have the least rewards. And the reward you're looking for is, if you look up in the top right-hand corner there, you're going to see the Federation symbol. That is a victory point. A card is not a victory point unless it has that on it. So there's very little victory points in the blue.
Yeah.
It's not going to help you out a lot. You want to go towards the yellow and the reds, but then unfortunately these, let me see if I could find one. There are some on the blue too, but let me just see real fast. Oh yeah, so this one. So this, from the yellow deck, if we draw this, you notice in the top left-hand corner is red alert. So we draw this, that means we also then have to draw a red alert that's happening at the same time. So there's this balance of the blue cards are obviously easier, they're going to mess you up less for less of a reward, but then when you start going for the yellows and the reds, they're going to start pulling secondary cards out on you.
Well, we did have a time where we pulled a blue card with a yellow alert and then a yellow card with a red alert. So
bang, bang.
One draw that got us 3 cards.
Yeah, and if you can't have more, like I said earlier, you can't have more than 3 out. Yeah. So there's a strategy definitely in picking the cards and when you're going to pick which color alert. And that took me by surprise. I didn't think that was going to be a big factor in the game.
I didn't either. I was expecting it to be, you know, always go for the lowest, you know, go for blue cards when you can, basically. And it really wasn't.
On my first turn out, I went for the yellow just to see how it was like. And it was okay. I forgot what the alert was for the first one I drew, but I seem to remember as we took care of it within 1 or 2 players' turns.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, so that made me feel a little bit more, you know, a little braver there. I was like, okay, that wasn't too bad. Man, it got rough.
Yeah, I mean, we had, I'd say we had 8 cards on the table at one time, and we lost. I mean, we had some going to the discard, and it was exciting. It was had the adrenaline pumping for sure.
I think overall that's a good word for this. Exciting. I had a good time. I thought this was a fun game. I definitely can't wait to get it to the table again. Yeah. And even for the first game, it was probably about an hour. You know, the box says the game's going to be about 45 minutes. I definitely don't think it took us an hour.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, we picked up the game in 15 minutes, and we understood it. It wasn't just like pick up the game and we could, you know, fumble our way through it. It was 15 minutes and we have the game. We understood it. Everyone at the table was dialed in. And
it's, I mean, now with one quick playthrough, I mean, any of the 5 of us that played this, I think would be able to throw this game down and teach anybody how to play it in a couple of minutes.
Oh yeah, easy.
Very, very, very easy for. So in a sense, I kind of find that also because of the theme, I find this to be a bit of a gateway game. I would categorize this as a gateway game, especially with sci-fi fans, and again, even more so with Star Trek fans. If you're a Star Trek fan and you enjoy any sort of board gaming, tabletop gaming, you're really gonna like this because it gives you that excitement feel of, you know, everything is happening at once. You got one alert, you got the other alert, we got to make the rolls. Oh my God, there's a timer coming out. It felt like a really hectic episode.
It did, and it's great because all the cards are themed. You know, it's like, you know, you're getting the tribbles and you're getting, you know, communication failures.
And now that's the other thing. The blue deck is set up for either Next Generation or the original show. However, the yellow and the red decks, they have a couple of cards that work for both. But generally, you go through them. If you're like we played the old school Trek, so I had Alex and Ryan go through the yellow and the red decks and take out all the Next Generation cards. And again, that definitely ramped up the whole thematic feel of it. It definitely made me feel like I was in the middle. Is that Kirk calling now?
You know, Captain Kirk. Yeah,
I didn't know we were taking live calls during this feed. I guess, you know, my producer's got to tell me about this. I can't go in blind. But no, so that worked out great. That really helped with the thematic feel because you were drawing a card, you know, and right there was the picture. Well, that's a dual picture. That's not helping. Right there was a picture from the old show, you know, and I recognize that episode with the ambassadors, the Torellian and the Andorian. I think this was the first episode that Spock's father, Serac, was on, actually. So if you know it, you just fall right into it. Yeah. So overall, for a first playthrough for this 20-shot review, until I get some more games under my belt and I have a deeper understanding of it, I gotta say right now, for a first playthrough, this was really good. This was worth it.
This is, yeah, I think this is one of the best quick filler games that I've played in a long time, just because it was so quick to pick up and so much fun. And I mean, I love the theme, so, you know, it's hard to beat.
If we had played a 10-point game instead of a 12, we probably could have been done in 30 minutes.
Easy, yeah.
So for right now, I give this thumbs up for right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so for Two Gun Pixie, this is Alex, this is Big Johnny G, and we got news for you, gang. We are out of here.